What's up, world? I'm just hopping on here really quick tonight to do a quick channel update. First thing on the list is, the first thing I want to say is Paul Vanderklay. He's got a conversation coming out with Redeemed Zoomer, and I thought that was pretty awesome. When I was first thinking about getting involved here, I thought that would be an interesting conversation in the TLC for multiple reasons that I'll get into probably Saturday night. I want to also do this podcast update, so you might be able to see this truly strange logo branding that I've partnered up a little bit. We're seeing if we can make it work, doing a Saturday night, late night show covering some TLC stuff and some larger culture stuff for some fun. That'll be streaming live Saturday evening at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that's with Pete from Strange Theology, and Christian from Yours Truly podcast doing the Truly Strange show. So I wanted to update about that. We did one. You can find it on my channel. We did it last Saturday night. It's kind of a little pilot episode. We've got some behind the scenes friends or friend helping us aggregate some content along with just our ideas. Pretty simple, but fun. Some of y'all hung out with us last Saturday night. The other thing that I want to promote is promote on my YouTube. I don't remember what I called this. I said something about Sunday announcements and promotional materials. So I'm supposed to record a conversation in the morning with a certain Grim Grizz, and that I'm excited about. I've been fishing for that for a long time. So keep that in your brains and your minds and your souls and your hearts, that'll be coming out on the Yours Truly podcast At some point, I've got a good, decent backlog. And yeah, I wanted to go over that real quick. Let me see here. I'm going to pull this up so I can see my backlog here briefly. I can do the Grim Grizz. Almost there. Almost there. That's my Star Wars go-to quote. Almost there. All right. Yeah, let's go over these. I've so recently released just today conversation with Karen Wong from The Meaning Code, a long time This Little Corner of the Internet podcaster. She's had incredible conversations with very big profile people in this corner and others that might be considered randos along the way. And it was a delightful conversation. She really gives a great framing to the Jordan Peterson phenomenon. Let me see here. Well, and this past week, I also had my second conversation with Jordan Hall. We went very, very deep into the abstract on why Bitcoin-ish technology, trust based on high levels of trust in cryptography is a good possible avenue to build certain things off of. And then we got into some personal stuff at the end that was really meaningful. Also, last week, that was a big week last week. I had a conversation with James Cortides, and Paul Vanderklay finally graced me with his presence on the Yours Truly podcast. So I've got a backlog of some interesting conversations if you want to go check those out. I also had a very moving conversation with Vlad Kolbia. He's a Ukrainian war refugee in Canada. He's big Jonathan Peugeot watcher, and he talked about his escape with his family from Ukraine and being separated from his 2-year-old. It was a wild story. Coming up, I've got a conversation with a guy from the Netherlands that some of you may know, a guy who released his first YouTube video the same day that I did, a Protestant monk, some jokesters from the This Little Corner TLC, a pair of jokesters who were also on the Friday Morning Fragments together a few days ago. I have a conversation coupled with a guy who emailed me, who called himself an Arkansas rando, who I saw was playing around on Grail Country today, and he was wanting to get into the conversation and connect with a guy talking about this stuff in Arkansas. So that was really cool. The main reason that I've just recorded one with somebody who works in AI consulting. So that just happened today. So that's some of the previews of some of the things that'll be coming down the pipe, as well as, and this is the reason that I got on here, was to promote the only person in the comment section here, CW Weeks, who had a big splash on Paul's live stream last Friday, trying to promote a conversation that he was helping orchestrate between myself and Roy A. Klauser, who is a Christian philosopher who is at the College of New Jersey as a professor emeritus, was very heavily influenced by the Christian philosopher Duiverd from Germany or maybe Amsterdam. And we had a really intensely, for me, it was intensely deep when it came to philosophy, Christian theology, and his project is trying to create a through line between different parts of the church via Christian philosophy and the theological developments that happened around the Reformation. I think he would also consider himself a Reformed person. I think I'm gonna have it come out tomorrow after Paul Vanderklay's live stream. Paul is having a members only live stream tomorrow. He usually does that, I don't know, somewhere around noon my time, Central Standard Time. And when that is over, I will release a premiere of my conversation with Dr. Roy A. Klauser. So this is me doing last minute promotion because I don't know how to do promotion very well. And, but I thought this could be a fun way to do it, to kind of go over some of the stuff with the podcast, talk about Truly Strange show that may or may kind of be trying to happen, and for just fun and helping the space. Hopefully a conversation with Grim Grizz in the morning. And I kind of went over the list of podcast guests that I'll be having over the next couple of weeks that y'all can tune into. And yeah, the big one is this conversation with Roy Klauser. I really think that, well, his life's work. He's an elderly gentleman, and he's published 3 books. And we had a conversation about his forthcoming, his 3rd book, which is forthcoming. It's his life's work. And I got to sit and listen to him for 2.5 hours, listen and converse with him about his ideas that he has developed over the course of a lifetime as a Christian philosopher. So I think that it's deep, it's thick, it has a lot of, I'm not going to use these words anymore because I feel like I'm going to get in trouble saying this. But it is a wonderful conversation. It's delightful. I'll give a little backstory. He is getting up there in his years, in his age, and we found out quickly that StreamYard, which is the streaming service I use, does not work on Safari. And that was the only browser he had. And he couldn't download the app for StreamYard to his phone because he couldn't remember his password. So it was this beautiful millennial talking to a baby boomer, walking him through getting on the tech going. And it actually was a really delightful and endearing process to get to make this conversation happen. So anyways, thank you, Laurel. I think that you look like you might be connected to a certain CW Weeks. So nice to meet you on the chat here. And yeah, so I'm going to close this out. I'm going to close with a word of prayer. That's what I felt like I was about to say. I'm going to close this out with the little bit of branding that I did for the Truly Strange show. So everyone, have a good night. If you catch this overnight and it makes you excited about this interview tomorrow, tune in or put it on your watch list or subscribe or however it works. All right. Have a good night. Oops, I'm still recording.